I'm back again today to talk about the under eyes. I'm always going on about the under eyes. But specifically, I am going to be incorporating Seint's new balm, and I'm going to be doing my under eye routine a little bit differently. It's basically the Demi routine, but with 3D foundation. So the Seint balm was already available, but it was in the Demi line, and this is my Demi palette. So this is how it used to come before, and it was a half size tin, like the Demi size, but now they have incorporated into the 3D line, and I'm so excited because that means you get a bigger tin. So I'm going to do my demo, and I'm going to go over why this is so amazing to have it in your kit. Not only is this really good for your lips, obviously, and also any dry patches that you have on your skin, it is amazing for under the eyes before you place your makeup. Now we do have lip conditioners that kind of look like this, but this has a skincare ingredient in it called squalane, which is incredible. Think of it kind of like hyaluronic acid, where it is so hydrating, but squalane is a little bit more special, and I love that they added that into this balm. So here are the lip conditioners I'm talking about. So this here is peppermint and this is cherry, so they're scented. And there's also a vanilla one available, which I have elsewhere, but I just keep these two in here. But as you can see, it's the same size tin. Now, the Demi one used to be coconut scented, but I'm glad that they made this the unscented version. Sometimes I need a little bit more on the corner of my eyes because I tend to get super dry there. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm obsessed with eye balms for under the eyes. Just balms in particular on dry skin, especially maturing skin, are incredible. So in my previous videos, I have featured like this one here. This one is the Vitamin E Eye Balm from One Love Organics, and this one has shea butter in it. And then this one is a CBD one from, it's like a Kanuka Eye Balm, and they last a very long time. They're not water-based, and I just feel they keep the skin more supple and lock in moisture. So I am thrilled that they've come out with this balm. Now this balm, when I was talking about the squalane is already something that our body produces. It's like a version of squalane. So it's intrinsic in our skin. Of course, it diminishes with age, so it's very helpful to have squalane in your skincare products. I'm also going to put a little tiny bit around my nose because I did have a little bit of dryness earlier, and I'm talking the tiniest bit is what you need, like just tap just like that, because you don't want to put too much on. And then it's also very helpful if you have like a drying pimple. Now, it seems counterintuitive to put a balm or something that seems oily, like on a pimple, but squalane is also an antioxidant, and it's an anti-inflammatory, so it does help with acne. So also eczema. So this is, I'm just like so thrilled with this product that we have this now. So now I'm going to go to the under eyes, and I'm going to show you my new technique that I have been doing with the 3D foundation, but it kind of like the Demi technique. Okay, so I have a couple of things in my palette. I have my color corrector, brought that back in today, but I'm going to show you how little you need with the balm. Now, the reason why I feel like the balm actually helps the makeup like glide on even better is because of how smooth it makes everything. I feel like it just helps to keep it thin enough, but of course our products are so pigmented that it actually deposits just the right amount, but it doesn't look cakey. So then you just have like smooth coverage there that's seamless. Now I'm using mango, very tiny bit because I am on the lighter skin tone, but I do have that concentrated blue, purple, and in the 3D form, mango works great as a color corrector for me. Now, what I've also been using, this is the new shade Athens, and I'm obsessed with it. It's actually really, really close to my skin tone, and I am able to use this straight on my under eyes, and it actually helps to even cover more for me than the Candlelit did, and Candlelit I'm using more as like my shade adjuster now. So here is Athens, and I literally just put the tiniest bit right here, tapping that out and do like a little sweeping. And then over the mango, I'm talking the tiniest bit here. Because you see, like I just tap just like that, barely. And already that looks so much better, and I have minimal product on, and that balm really helps to kind of keep everything nice and smooth. Now here is this discoloration that I have over on the side, and I will use a little tiny bit of mango. You'll remember that I put that little balm there as well. And then there's that little darkened depth, which means that there's got to be blue. So mango has a very strong orange component, so that really helps and works there. So this is kind of the Demi technique, but with the 3D. Now, because that had the depth, it looks like the mango pretty much took care of it, and I don't really need much, if any, of my Athens, which is my skin tone. So literally I just put like the tiniest little specks just to kind of make sure that all of the color is seamless. And I don't have any makeup on my face. I just did my under eyes by themselves. So I'm going to do another video where I'm going to do the Demi technique where I do the full face, but I'm going to do it with a 3D with like the Bella bronzer and possibly like a lip and cheek, but no foundation on my face. So, but right now I am just concentrating on the under eyes. And okay, let's see. Now on my lids, let me see if I'm going to sweep a little bit of this mango. And again, I'm doing it like the Demi technique. So here is my bright brush, and I'm just going to put the thinnest amount on. And that will counteract like any of that bluish purple that I have up here. And then I'm going to go into Athens. So this is the new shade. And I'm going to put the tiniest bit, but you'll see it's a little bit closer to my skin tone. Now, I do have an eye primer on, and you'll find all of that stuff there on the bottom in the description. And any eye primer will do. I just find that it's very helpful. But I put this on so thin, it doesn't even crease. And then I do use powder eyeshadow most of the time, so that's also setting. But yeah, that's this eye done, and this eye, I don't have anything on there yet. Now with this eye, really quickly, I'm going to show you with my 3D brush. This is the one that I always recommend to everybody as a starter brush. You could do a lot with this, especially since it has this tiny little point. So I'm going to go in again with the color corrector, and I do buff this in quite thin and sheer, so it color corrects, but I don't have like any of that orange showing. And that's really all I do. I just sweep that whole area. This is especially helpful when I'm in a hurry in the morning. So this one is a little bit more targeted where I'm literally putting it on like the Demi technique. But with this, I just go right over, and then I'm just going to take a tap of this Athens again on the very tip again. And then you'll see that right there. And then that is it. So this one is a little bit more sweeping on the whole under eye, but I still feel like it looks like skin and is not overbearing and not cakey. Now for that super concentrated orange part, it doesn't look that bad, but I guess I will see if I put a little bit of that mango on there again, just on the tip there. I'm looking in my mirror at the same time. Okay, now that looks gone. And then on my eyelids, I'm gonna do, I'll do the same thing. I'll put the mango on there first. So you'll see it has like that orange component, but I put it on so thin that then when I shear it out, it's just color correcting, but not necessarily leaving the product shade. It's just counteracting that discoloration that I have. All right, and now for Athens, again, I mean, the tiniest bit. You see how long like these tins can last because you're using the smallest amount, especially if you're one that likes medium or light coverage even. Okay, so that's that. And like I said, you could powder. I powder my eyelids. If I'm not going to be wearing eyeshadow, I will put on like a little bit of the Vanilla Dust setting powder or any other setting powder. And then I just have like my eyelids will be corrected, but I don't necessarily have eyeshadow. When I'm using eyeshadow, that is a powder already, and that sets it just fine. And that's it. So this is just color correction and my main shade. So could leave it like this. If you want the brightening pop that we do all the time, you can totally add that in. I'm going to show you with each brush on either side. So my brightening color is right here. This is Versailles, and I am using the fluffy end. And I'm going to go under the trough like I always do because I have like those dents there. And I just kind of go on the orbital bone, but also a little bit on my cheekbone. Now, of course, this is my pattern because this is my anatomy, and yours might be a little bit different, but we will navigate through all of that. You contact me for your color match. I also go over placement and your shades and where to put what where. Okay, so you can see that that looks a million times better, and I barely have anything on because I literally just feathered it on. Now with the other brush, with the 3D, this is also, I'm going to use the very tip, and I'll go into my shade here, my brightening shade, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go under here using very minimal product, and then I'll start to tap it on the orbital bone and then on my cheekbone and migrate it up. And that's it. So now that is brightened as well. And you can see it just looks like very natural, but I have that coverage and it looks super smooth. I'm telling you, that balm, oh, I'm so glad that they came out with this, because now, I mean, I was already using a balm. I absolutely love the balm. Now, I could add it in my tin, and I always have it on the go, wherever, super compact. Oh, I'm so excited for it. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you today. Short and sweet, just concentrating on the under eye coverage, no cakiness, and that balm, which is also a skincare product because of that squalane. I'm gonna put my text number up here, up above, like I always do, and this is my text service number. It's the easiest way to get in touch with me, just because it's like more real time, so you get an answer right away. You could also, in my description, go to my link tree. So that is where my color match form is, and you just fill out, it's a short questionnaire about your skin. I just wanna know about your skin type and everything, and then you'll submit your makeup-free selfie so I can see what your undertones are, so we could get you on your own custom palette, and we'll figure out like what kind of coverage you want and what you're working with. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. As always, have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will see you again next time.